welcome, Mosquito Shield technicians. Really, really excited to be announcing having our first episode of Tech Time with our two awesome master technicians, Joe and Parker. My name is Jeff. We're going to be doing this as a podcast style conversation with a lot of great tips and tricks for you. I'm one of the senior franchise business coaches at Mosquito Shield. You may have seen me at a handful of trainings. I want to give our master technicians a chance to introduce themselves. Joe, why don't you go first, then we'll go to Parker.
Yeah. Thank you, Jeff. My name's Joe Banser. I've been with Mosquito Shield of Southern New Jersey for 10 years. Hard to believe. Interesting fact, not super interesting, but I love fishing. Always have a pole in the back of my truck at all times.
Nice. Yeah, my name is Parker Norston. I've been with Mosquito Shield out of Twin Cities North for about 10 years. I think this is actually my 11th season. And fun fact for me, I know it's controversial, but I'm a big fan of pineapple on my pizza. I love it. I already told you that, Joe, and you don't share that.
I don't know how.
I
Uh,
grew up on the East Coast, Parker. I'm not sure I can accept that. It's very
That's
Midwest of
that's
you.
fine. That's why it's controversial, like I said.
It certainly is. Well, we've got a ton of really great topics for you. Today, we're going to be kicking off with sales and marketing, right? How to talk to people, how to increase density in your routes, how to make more money. A lot of really great information. This is going to be one of several talks, including other things like service calls, mixing, knowing your products, customer service, all the things that are going to help you guys be way more efficient in your routes and make more money. And so this is just the beginning of what we're really excited for to be the Tech Time, which is going to be released on our WhatsApp group, which we're really excited to expand kind of more support out to our technicians. Joe and Parker have been great at that. So I'm really excited to jump into sales and marketing and really want to kick things off by just like, what's in it for you guys, right? Like it's awesome to get more sales, but what does this look like for you guys in reality to make more money, have denser routes, and have the opportunity for more promotions? Parker, did you want to kick us off?
Yeah, so like you kind of summarized it really nicely there, but yeah, like it makes your routes denser, which means you're getting off quicker, you're getting through your route a lot better. You're getting paid more daily. You get commission off any of those sales, as well as yeah, it does just doing little things like that is going to make you stand out to your owners that you're a hard worker and that when those positions open up, you're going to be first in line to receive that.
yeah, I would agree with that as well. I mean, the biggest thing is when you're first starting out, some of these, routes are spread out. You might have 15 jobs and it takes you till 3:30, 4 o'clock. The goal is to get that tight. We want to have, 10 houses down one road where you can park that van and hit each one of them, within an hour. Could probably do 10. Um, it's it's a it's a game changer when you can do that because starting out 10 years ago, that wasn't an option. It was 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there. And the bottom line is you want to make more money. Your owner wants to make more money. When they make more money, they can reward that to you. Um, it's all about that. It really is.
I kind of look back at last year's clover leafing contest, which we had a lot of great results from. But there's one guy, Omarion. He won. I can't remember exactly which FAC group he was in. Uh, he won the $1,000 through the contest, and then another $900 just from spiffs or commissions from his owner, right? Going out and doing stuff like that. You guys have any stories of folks like that, of people who were really able to excel?
Yeah, we have a tech here, Henry. He does a phenomenal job. He just kind of gets it. He's got a really good attitude about everything. Like if a customer's like, hey, even if he didn't miss something, and they're like, hey, it looks like he missed it, he'll go back and like touch it up just to make the customer happy, which is huge. He's doing very good at putting out those the clover leafing door hangers, and he just gets it, and it's very much as like it's an attitude towards just wanting to get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have someone similar to that. I would mention Marcus. Marcus has been with us this is his sixth year, and he's a little bit older than the other techs, but he is excellent at talking to people. He loves talking to people. And I understand that's not for everybody. When I was starting out, if, I had to knock on the door, I was terrified if they were home. I was praying that they wouldn't be home, I'll be honest with you. And that'll change over time. It will. It'll really, really kind of break you out of that shell. Um, but you can have a bunch of different types of people. It doesn't mean, it really doesn't affect anything. It's just how you kind of approach that. But his thing is talking to people. He has by far the most sales this year, probably 10 to 12 customers. But everybody's different.
Yeah, I think it's important to look at that as a skill that can develop and beyond even just like getting a sale and making your route denser, doing those things. It's a skill that carries with you. I used to own a painting business. It's how I got into home services, and I knocked on doors to get that going. It was terrifying your first few times, Joe. To your point, you're like, "Oh my goodness, what am I doing here?"
Yeah.
And it just really played into my development and how I was able to interact with people and get better at it because I was not good at it in the beginning. And I think those stories are awesome. They're really great. Let's shift to talking about like what does this like look like in practice? Like what do you guys actually go out and do when it comes to marketing?
Yeah, so it's doing the door hangers. It's like it's putting out the signs. I would say that like to really just get good at it is developing good habits. So if you're filling up and you got some time to kill while the water's filling up, prep out some signs because it's if you're out on a route and it's really hot out and you got to pull over and get out and like prep a sign and put it out, you're going to be less likely to do that versus if you have a bunch prepped out and you just got to pull over, throw one out, get back in the van. So set yourself up for success. Look for opportunities where you're like not really doing anything and well, you're waiting for something else, and just take that time to make it easier on yourself the next day.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Build a system that works for you. It's not a really complicating thing. It can be overwhelming at first, not knowing where to start. Um, but the example of Marcus, like, and I do this myself, if I'm outside, I'm filling up my blower, I see somebody next door just kind of like looking at me a little bit. They may not look mad or anything like that. Or they might be mad. You just don't know. I'll go over there and talk to them, and same with Marcus. And we've built so many relationships with people that aren't even our customers. Marcus comes back with eggs, he comes back with veggies, goodie bags. And I'm like, who's that from? And he's like, oh, it's the neighbor. I talk to her about 30 minutes every time I go there. I just sit down and she gives me iced tea. Um, so it can look really, really different. Other guys, we have another guy, Sean, that has a system down pat. Like he has a set amount of signs he's going to put out that day. He has a set amount of door hangers. If he takes 60, he has to get all 60 out. Money motivates him. It should motivate everybody, but he takes it to kind of another level. Um, and he's chomping at the bit. If we have a rain day or something like that, can I put out signs? Can I go put out door hangers? Um, but it can look different. There's a lot of different ways to do this.
It's a great point, right? Make it your own. Like, don't overthink it. There's a cumulative effect to this, right? It's not like you're going to put out a yard sign one day and your route is all of a sudden going to be exactly the way you want it to be. It comes from doing this over time and building. And I look back to a lot of the winners of the clover leafing contest last year, and they started low. And then each week it just kept getting more and more as different things came up. So this whole, make it yourself is really, really great. I know you guys have both talked about, like talking to customers. Why don't we spend our last few seconds here talking about like what does it look like to talk to a customer? What does that learning curve look like? I'd love to hear from you guys.
Yeah, you got to treat every conversation as an opportunity, whether it is an opportunity to get a sale or just an opportunity to like, expand your skills and practice talking about what you guys are talking about. So, like, and you start to like kind of like, depending on the conversation, you kind of know where to steer it. Like if someone comes out and they're like, hey, you guys are doing a great job. That's a great time to be like, hey, I really appreciate you coming out and saying that, thank them for it. And then be like, would you be willing to leave a review for us? It really helps out. Or if they come out and they're like, hey, I love your guys' service, but it's really expensive. That's a good opportunity to bring up, hey, we have a 3 and free referral program. So, you can give them, it's all about education and just kind of knowing what to say based on what the customer brings to you, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And to add on to that, most of our reviews aren't coming from the guys going to the door asking them, how's the service? Oh, it's great. Can you leave me a review? They just do their job well. You don't even have to really talk to people in a aspect, um, because people love us. We do our jobs really, really thorough, really well. So talk to the customer. I talk to them. I'm like, hey, I noticed you have a line of ants going up the side of your house. They're not a perimeter customer. They might be a mosquito or a tick customer. I bring it to their attention and they're like, oh, wow. Like, do you guys deal with that? It could be something like that. You can upsell your own customer. Um, not to just do it, but on a service that they can actually use and take advantage of. If they could get multiple services through us, they're going to do that. But again, that starts with building those relationships, asking them to close their windows. It's the silliest things. But they add up to a lot. You get reviews from that all the time. Joe was so nice. He told me to shut my windows. And that's kind of where you want to start. That's kind of like the foundation. Like just treat, like Parker said, every conversation like an opportunity.
Yeah, I love that. This has been a lot of great tips and tricks to get out there, right? Make it your own. If you guys could leave everyone listening with one thing, what would it be?
Well, I kind of already said it. Treat everything as an opportunity. Every conversation. Like again, I can't tell you how many times I've been at a gas station or filling up or checking out where someone's like, "What's Mosquito Shield?" And it's just a good chance for you to educate people, get your name out there more. Even if it's nothing else, just getting yourself practice talking about it. Because that's how you start. Is you just have those conversations. Don't speak out of your butt. Like if you don't know an answer or something, that's a great way for you to kind of steer them into calling your office to get that set up. But you answer what you can, try not to word bomb on them, and then just let them ask questions, and you just do your best to answer those. And that's how you start.
Yeah, I think the simplest thing I would say is don't overthink this. It's not difficult. You don't have to be good at talking to customers. I'm a perfect example of that. But then you can also see I went from being terrified of talking to people to doing things like this right now. So it's a life skill. It's something that you're going to have for the rest of your life. So don't just treat it, as, oh, yeah, you want to make more money, but, do it as a life skill as well. This is going to help you in any career that you're in. So just don't overthink it. Come up with a system that works for you and jump on it. Go with that.
Awesome. Thank you guys. This has been some awesome information. We've got more episodes coming up for everyone. Our next one is going to be on service calls, which is, I think, appropriately timed. So thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks.